Hey there everyone. So, much like the previous videos I've made, I just wanted to make a quick, possibly I can call this a tutorial, on how to speedrun the subchapter 4.2 on Resident Evil 5. Much like my previous videos, all I'm doing is just comparing my runs with the world record of this subchapter, and most of my conclusions are not very fundamented. I still need to test a lot of things, but I've noticed several things that really do work, and I just wanted to make this quick video just to show you what I figured out. Now, before speedrunning this section, it's the only one I know where it's good to have some weapons prepared. So you're actually going to have to go through a few steps before actually running the 4.2 chapter. So I've made a small video and I edited it, and let me just put the volume a little bit down. The first thing that I would ask that you'll need to do is purchase, I would recommend a few shotguns. The reason I do a few, and you'll notice that in the end I'll really only be using one, is because in the chance that you use the shotgun as it will be, and you reach a checkpoint, it will be very hard for you to set up the shotgun again, and it's useful just to have a shotgun ready to go if you want to try again and speedrun a second time. So what you'll do with all these shotguns, I would advise you to go to chapter 1-2, because there's no cutscenes and you can go straight into it. Just bring yourself a shotgun with you and just completely empty it out. So you'll see me just do exactly that. As soon as it's empty, just feel free to quit and make sure that you press yes twice so that the game registers that you've emptied out the shotgun. Now, I'm just going to show you this one or two more times just so I can actually explain why this is going to happen. There's going to be a section where Sheva needs to fall behind, and by giving her an empty shotgun with some ammo, she's going to fall behind because she'll need to reload the shotgun. Now, I've noticed this work with the very first gun that you get in the game, as long as you don't upgrade it, but I do believe that only works on the PS version. I've tried it myself several times, and the reload is just way too quick, and Sheva catches up to you, and what we're going to explain later won't work. Now, just before you empty out all the shotguns that you have, on the very last one, I would advise you to be careful, because there's two other things you need to be wary about. As you'll notice here, I'm just going to put my last shotgun on my inventory, and I'm also going to bring a first aid spray. Now, the sole reason for the first aid spray is so you can heal Sheva and yourself, and make sure that you start this chapter 4.2 that you want to speedrun with full health. And the other important thing, and one thing that I'm actually doing correctly, is you need to make sure that Sheva is already on the attack command. So you'll see me heal, you'll see me give the attack command so that Sheva is on attack, and you'll see me go through this door to activate the checkpoint. Now, silly me, I thought this would be a checkpoint, and I do think it is, but for whatever reason the game still didn't recognize that Sheva was on attack mode. So after this I tried to speedrun 4.2 and I noticed she wasn't on attack, so at the time I just told her to attack, went to a checkpoint, and started 4.2 all over again. In this case I just cut out with video editing so that I don't have to bother you on looking through all my mistakes. Well, then with the shotguns in hand, this is basically all you need. And just a second. Okay, this is all you need. I'll just speedrun normal, but this works for any difficulty. I'll take out the last shotgun I had. You can give Sheva a weapon right now or later, but I just prefer to keep it so I don't forget. And you won't be killing any enemies on this subchapter, so all you need is a grenade so that you can do those quick turns. Now, to do those quick turns, I would ask you to research. There's other guides on the speedruns.com website that explain this better than I can. And on we go. So quickly, the first thing I can let you notice, is how Sheva, being in attack mode, she gets distracted by the vases in the beginning, as she is programmed to pick up any items that will be helpful to you. And this section is pretty self-explanatory. You're just going to want to keep going as fast as you can, making sure you don't bump into anything, and making sure you don't turn the curves or the corners too quickly, or else you won't be going forward and your Chris is actually going to stop and turn around instead of moving forward. The reason you would want Sheva to fall behind is for this particular place. On this map here, these hallways, they only activate the lasers if there's either Chris or Sheva next to them. See, you can see that because you notice how on the other side of the map these lasers are not actually going through at all. And the reason you want Sheva to fall behind is that you want this laser to continuously beam after the first time you go through it, so that when you get to this point, you actually can just run through without having to wait a full cycle for the laser. After you pass the first laser, you could actually go straight ahead, and you can actually duck or just take cover on this little section before the laser hits you. But at this situation, I was just a bit afraid that I was going to miss the cycle, so I just waited, and then I went through. Oh, finally, if you're going through the whole hallway, make sure that you hug the left wall, or else you're going to get hit by the laser. And finally, just wait for these two to go by, and just run all the way here. Now, of course, waiting for Sheva is going to be too time consuming, so as soon as the checkpoint ends, just make a tactical reset, and Sheva will just spawn right back to you. Now, I'm just going to take out these equipments and reload the gun for Sheva, just in case. And a good thing about running the Resident Evil 5 in subchapters or in segments is that it's counted by the in-game timer, and while you're menuing here on this menu, it's not counting towards the in-game timer. Everything that you do that you lose progress after before you do a tactical reset will be counted, but as long as you reset as soon as a checkpoint comes in, you won't be losing any time. Now, I do mention that don't waste too much time here, or don't actually go do anything else besides just getting straight to the game after this, or else your run won't be validated. Now, I need to mention something's going to happen pretty quickly, is that as soon as you press ready on this first tactical reset, you'll notice how... Let me just try to get that. Okay, it's a little bit too quickly. But... okay, I think this is good enough. Whatever. So you'll notice how you don't need to move Chris at all, and the prompt for you to do the assist jump is right there. So as soon as you press ready, as soon as you see get control of Chris, just press B and help Sheva go on the other side. As soon as you do that, you need to do a quick 180 and go straight to this little dot spot here, as you're gonna see, because these lasers are gonna be on your tail. And right after that, you'll want to go through the hallway, and you won't be wasting too much time. Now, on the world record for this subchapter, I noticed how they managed to get Sheva to get the emblem before they reached this checkpoint, and it actually is better for right after this checkpoint for you to do another tactical reset to bring Sheva close to you, and to also just reset the spawns of these enemies that are over here. Now, in this case, Sheva didn't catch the emblem too quickly, so if I would reset, Sheva would be next to me, and I would still have to capture the emblem that she still hasn't collected. So you'll notice that I'm just waiting, I don't reset, and then Sheva eventually catches the sky emblem. Now this part, I really don't have too much to say. I try to dodge these two shield guys by going to the right, and sometimes it works, sometimes you get blocked. It's just a matter of resetting if it really goes wrong. Now, silly of me, actually something I didn't mention. when Sheva catches the sky emblem, right over here, no, even before that, exactly, over here. When Sheva catches the emblem, you stop. So you need to be sure that you're spamming the X button on your Xbox controller. In this case, I run with the Xbox controller. It would be the square button for the PS, or I don't know what button that would be on the keyboard, so that you don't lose too much time just looking at the sky emblem and you just go straight to it. Then right after you capture the third emblem, just go down the hallway, drop down, and do a quick turn left and right. So you go straight to this little gate. One more thing I have to say, there's gonna be a checkpoint every time you place one of these emblems, but it's better to do a tactical reset so you can bring Sheva back to you, as you'll need her to advance the next stage, at the second emblem. If you reset the game at the third emblem, silly enough, the game just still asks you to put the third emblem. The gate won't be open and you're still going to have to put the third emblem again. So you'll notice how I'm going to place just 2 emblems and then do the tactical reset. Now, I screwed up this a little bit because it's on this tactical reset, once you place the 2 emblems, that you'll want to take whatever gun you gave to Sheva, and you're going to give her the empty shotgun. And actually, now that I'm thinking, things might not work too well, because I'll explain in a moment. So you'll want to give the shotgun and the ammo. You'll notice what's going to happen, and I'll just explain it in a moment. So just go ahead, place the third emblem. You'll notice that Sheva still has the handgun, because I just did this through video editing, and I kind of screwed this part a little bit. Because once you go to this stage, you'll want Sheva to be in attack mode. Be careful not to tell Sheva to come on, or else she will go into cover mode. Notice that she has the shotgun. Well, at this point, I think you're going to have to do an extra tactical reset. As soon as you get into this stage, you'll want to reset the game and then give her the shotgun. Now, the reason why is that you want to run straight to this door, and you'll notice how Sheva is reloading the shotgun and falling behind. Now, I'll just explain the reason why we do all of this. You'll want to keep running, make sure you don't stop for anything. And do be careful. You'll want to press select to skip these cutscenes if you really don't want to look at them. And sometimes you don't have enough fingers to just press select and keep pressing A and forward, but just try to manage so that you don't stop running. Now, the reason that we want Sheva to fall behind is that she's first going to stop here to say this line of text. And what you'll want to do is actually turn this mirror with this beam of light when Sheva is behind that mirror. Now, the way I managed to get this to work almost consistently is just to start turning this mirror when Sheva is aligned with this line of this window. I'm not sure if my cursor can be easily seen, but you'll notice that as soon as Sheva gets there, you'll want to turn the mirror. Now, I've tried this a few times. I actually will show you 3 of my attempts. In this situation, I'm just going to put it a little bit slower, and I'll show you how I did this one too early. See, the prompt is gone, and Sheva is, I swear, this one I pressed way too early. It was around when Sheva was on this side of the line and not on this one. And you'll notice how the beam gets there way too quickly. And she's dead. So what I'll do the next time around, I'm just going to show you how this time I just tried to turn the mirror way too late. And at the same situation, Sheva's already outside of the mirror, and she also gets killed. So I'm just going to let it run on a slightly less speed. just to show you how it would look when you actually get it right. You'll see Sheva aligned with that line. Look. And the beam will just go right through, and you'll notice how Sheva's still alive. So after that, there's not too much to say, just book it for the mirror. Sheva will always go up this platform. I don't think you can prevent her from doing that. And comes in the last tactical reset. Now, at this point, there's not much more to say. I'll just let the video play on its normal speed, because all you have to do is just follow my steps. There's nothing else for me to say, and happy speedrunning.
That pillar's in the way, but I think we can knock it over.
Another one down. What's next? All right, we got it!